Hello, it's me, Paige Turner, and today we are going to make beautiful decorated eggs. Here they are. So these are based on a type of egg called Pysanky, which are Ukrainian Easter eggs. And they are beautiful and elaborate, and they have the most gorgeous designs, and they are a folk art that has been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. But to make actual Pysanky eggs, you use melted beeswax and dyes, and it is a very intricate process that is really cool, but we're gonna do a slightly different version, and instead of using wax and dyes, we are going to use markers and paint, and maybe a few stickers and some glitter glue, because I like glitter glue. So that is what we need to start. You just need some eggs and some markers. I like using permanent markers, but if you just have regular watercolor markers, those are fine too. Some glitter glue if you'd like, up to you. Remember, use your imagination. Whatever you want to do when you make this stuff, it is up to you, but I'll tell you how I'm doing some of this. And also, I'm going to use a little bit of paint. You don't have to use paint, you can just do it with markers, but I like adding a little bit of paint. Now, one of the really fun parts of making these eggs is getting the inside out of the egg. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can just use a regular egg that hasn't been cooked. But if it breaks, it will get a little bit messy and it will definitely ruin your artwork. But traditionally, they are often left with the insides inside, and then they eventually dry up. It is also common to get the inside out. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna try it because it's fun and it's a little messy and it's a little slimy. And I like doing stuff like that. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take an egg. Now, generally when you're making these eggs, it's kind of nice to use the white egg because you can see the design, but the brown eggs are really cool too because it just gives you a different look, and I like using the brown eggs as well. So that's the one that we're gonna use to get the inside out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this egg that I've washed. So with some very gentle detergent, you can wash the egg. It's still a little wet from being washed. And then I'm going to take a safety pin and a bowl, and you can do this over a sink. And very carefully, I am going to poke a hole in the egg. Now, this is an egg that has not been cooked. So here we go. Poke a hole in the egg. All right, so I poked one little hole in the top. See that right there? One little hole. Now I'm going to turn it over and poke another hole in the bottom of the egg. Now this hole can be a little bit bigger, so you can kind of, maybe made that hole very big, but that's okay, and I'll tell you why in a second. So now I'm gonna kind of scramble the egg with the pin, so it's not a whole yolk in there. That's no yolk. Sorry. Okay, you ready? Now, I hope this side is, I'll make that hole just a tad bit bigger. Oops. See, the inside's coming out, because now what I'm gonna do, and this is why you wanna wash the egg first, I'm going to blow on this side, and hopefully the slimy inside is gonna come out. Ready? Here we go. There it is. Kinda gross, kinda cool. Now, you can save that, you can make an omelet or whatever you want. But also what you wanna do is wash very gently, try to wash out the inside a little bit, and then leave it in another egg carton like that for maybe a few hours so that all the water drains out. Trust me, I learned that the hard way because I tried to make this too fast and there was a lot of liquid inside and it got all over my markers and all over my paint, and it gets a little messy. So try to let it dry out. Now, you're gonna have a hole in the bottom of your egg and the top of your egg, but that's okay. You can just leave a hole, or you can use this, which is my secret ingredient, which is nail hole patch or spackle. It's the stuff that you use in the wall. If you have a hole in the wall and you want to fix it, you stick a little bit of this stuff in it. So you can put a little bit on the end of your egg, let it dry for about an hour, and then you don't see the hole anymore. Kind of made it a little bit lumpy, but that's okay. So I'm gonna use one that I've already prepared. Now, I have my egg and I'm going to create some designs. Now there are different meanings to some different designs and motifs in Pysanky. And actually Pysanky, the word, which is plural, Pysanka is singular, but it comes from a Ukrainian word for writing because you're going to write on the egg. Normally this would use wax, but we're just going to use some Sharpie markers and some other permanent markers. So I'm going to pull them over and I'm going to create some designs. Now, I don't think cats are a design element in a lot of these eggs, but I like cats, so I think I'm going to create a cat on my egg. There are legends attached to these eggs, and we're talking about fairy tales and folk tales this week. So one of the legends says that there is a snake that is chained to a rock, and every year that snake comes out and it looks around to see how many Pysanky have been created that year. And if it's happy with the number, then the snake lets the world continue to exist. But if there aren't enough, then watch out. So we better make some eggs. I don't know, does that look like my black cat? My black cat, kind of. But swirly curlicues are also signs of protection. So I'm going to create some swirly curlicues here. And be very gentle because this is just a delicate eggshell. And the colors have different meaning too. So blue represents the sky. I'm gonna do a little bit of blue on here. So I like to think of stories that go along with the craft. So I don't know, can you think of your own fairy tale that might have an egg in it? Is it a golden egg? Maybe it's a silver egg. Why are they always gold eggs? Maybe it's a, I don't know, a copper egg. I know another, I don't know if it's an actual fairy tale, but I like to think of it as a fairy tale called the Chirkindeuse. That's about a creature that is in an egg, and it's a very strange egg, and nobody knows what's inside. So the chicken sits on it, the turkey sits on it, the duck sits on it, the goose sits on it, and when it hatches, it doesn't know what it is. It's a Chirkindeuse because it's part chicken, turkey, duck, and goose. All right, so I am gonna use some blue. Let's see, let's use some green, but I'm also going to keep some parts of it white because that's where we're gonna put our paint. We're gonna have a handout that's gonna have some of the symbols and some of the meanings of the colors, so you can use some of those symbols if you want, or make up your own. Now, if you see some pictures of actual Pysanky eggs, a lot of times they're black. They use black dyes that give them a really cool, beautiful look. I'm gonna add a little bit of paint because why not? We're designing these and decorating them, and we can do whatever we wanna do here. So let's see, I'm just gonna take some water, dip my brush in. What color? I think we need some bright colors. I'm gonna add some red. And red actually means beauty and enthusiasm. My cat definitely is beautiful and enthusiastic, so, you know, a little bit of red. And I like the kind of watered down look. You just paint right over it. What I can do is add a little bit of glitter glue, because I like some glitter glue. And the other thing that I have that are just kind of fun are these little stickers that I got at the dollar store, and they're just like little sticker dots. So I'm just gonna stick those on to also give it a little bit of texture and color. So there it is, my messy, imperfect, but super fun to do Pysanky egg.